getgreathair.biz features Monate hair care products. Samples and business opportunities are available at getgreathair.biz. Thursday weather forecast, mostly sunny skies developing today, some scattered clouds from time to time, and the high around 60, north wind 5 to 10. Mostly clear, near freezing tonight with some frost by Friday morning. Mostly sunny Friday, the high temperature about 55. Veterans Day on Saturday, don't forget, it'll be partly to mostly sunny in the low 60s, and a chance of showers near 60 on Sunday. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. The US and China have announced the signing of $250 billion worth of business deals as Donald Trump continues his Asia tour. Kevin Spacey is being removed from a Ridley Scott film which had already been shot and is due to be released in December. As toxic smog persists in India's capital, New Delhi, authorities have announced a raft of measures to tackle air pollution, and Zimbabwe's former vice presidents fled the country after being fired by President Robert Mugabe.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Everyone, and happy Thursday to you. It is a chilly day today, so I hope everyone is bundled up. Thank you for tuning in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Harden, and I have in the studio today my special guest, Ms. Katie Province, and Mr. Peyton DeShazo, and Jack Barron. Thank you all for joining us. Mr. Peyton and Jack and Katie has actually been here before, but we're going to highlight some different things going on campus concerning Volunteer Aid State and some other organizations, and get to know these students a little bit more and see where they are. You know, the semester's almost over, and so just to kind of see where you guys are and what's your plans for the next semester, or if there is a next semester for you. So before we get started, please just tell us your name again and where you are, what your classification is, and what you're studying.
My name is Peyton DeShazo, and I'm a junior studying chemistry.
Okay. And Mr. Jack?
I'm Jack Barron, and I'm a senior and studying communications.
So is this your last semester, or do you have another one?
I have one more. So
one more to go.
Hopefully.
Okay. Hopefully one more.
Right.
All right. And Miss Katie, what is your role?
My title is Coordinator of Student Services, and I serve as the advisor for Volunteer A-State, A-State United Way, and our St. Jude Up Till Dawn group.
Alrighty, so you stay pretty busy.
Yes, definitely.
Alrighty, so let's talk about an event that Volunteer A-State recently had. Was it Banking Out Hunger?
Yeah, that was awesome for the first year. I mean, Centennial won it, but we came up with $700 and I think roughly over 600 pounds of food. So for the first year, so I think it was pretty successful.
That is amazing. And I saw some various pictures where you all were out and about, putting the boxes out and just interacting with the banks. And we did our part to try to share as much as possible the information so people could be aware of what's going on. So how often did you go by and visit with the banks and interact with the customers?
Well, we didn't really interact with the customers. We left it up to the banking to do their own marketing thing. So we just actually went at the end of the 2 weeks and picked it all up. Okay. So it was pretty crazy to pick it all up at the end, but we made it somehow, so that's good.
I'm sure you had to have a cart with wheels or something on it.
Yeah, it was. There was 2 of us that went out, 3 of us that went out and picked it all up.
Okay.
So.
Lots of Rubbermaid tubs.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you all so much for, taking the steps necessary to try to help individuals in need. Do you see yourself doing another project similar or this same one again anytime soon?
Maybe next year for Banking Out Hunger. Okay. I don't know if we wanted to do that back to back. That was a lot.
Okay. So was it just the logistics of it, it's like organizing and getting the banks on board and kind of working out the time frame of how long it was going to go?
Yeah, I think it was just more getting like banks committed because they already had a lot going on in the fall because of like football season. So there was a lot of banks to do like tailgating and stuff. So they already had a lot of prior obligations. So
Okay. Now, are there any other upcoming events that Volunteer Aid State is going to be participating in or hosting?
We're going to go to Benedict Manor and decorate the doors of the people in the nursing home. Something we have coming up.
Where is that located?
It's in downtown Jonesboro. It's pretty close to Clopton Clinic. Just kind of right across the street. I'm trying to think of what street that is. I think it's Bridge Street.
Yes. Okay. You know what? I pass by there often. I never pay attention to the name of the building. Oh my gosh.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. And so, are you all going to do any other activities like maybe singing or just making cards or just, fellowshipping and hanging out? Kind of hanging out with the elderly.
We talked about yesterday when we decorate their doors, trying to get each person's name so we can make it personal. Kind of personalize their door, maybe wrap it with some wrapping paper and bows, make it look like a Christmas gift.
That would be awesome.
So I think we'll get to see some of them while we're there. I think it'll be fun. We're also going to try to help decorate their offices for the staff that work there.
And I think they would greatly appreciate that. Just to have someone come out and show some love and show them that someone is thinking about you during this time, because some of them may not have family to come and visit with them. So do you all go to other nursing homes or other centers? Maybe, I know it's on a regular basis, but visit other nursing homes or elderly, care centers, just not necessarily around the holidays, but do you visit just to...
We haven't recently. I think we've had several student groups, though, go in the past and do kind of parties with them. I know we've had a couple of sororities that would put on proms, like a themed party. So we've had some student groups go and do that, different groups. I know the pre-professional club goes out for holidays to St. Bernard's Village, right? And they gave out candy at Halloween and some different stuff like that. So they visit pretty often, I think, the pre-professional club.
Pre-professional.
And so those are the students that are majoring like in pre-med, pre-dental, pre-optometry, going into the medical field. And they visit pretty regularly on holidays, I think, all different holidays, just to hand out candy or give them Valentine's or whatever. But then I know we've had several student groups set up a party at a nursing home where they would have decorations and food for the residents and just hang out with them. Sarah Bullington, I think, has gone to one of those. She's one of our council members, and she has the best personality. You would just love her. We got to get her in here.
Okay.
Because she's so sweet, but she likes to love on everybody, so she likes going to places like that.
Okay. Now, what are some ways that we at KLAK can get involved with you all to, join our volunteer partnership, or how can we help? How can we connect with you all?
Definitely spreading the word about the food pantry, I think, has really helped. Just letting faculty and staff and students know that it's there and they can use it. We've actually just packed our Thanksgiving bags, which are really holiday bags because we'll give them out after Thanksgiving too.
Okay.
But so that's pretty cool. Jack can probably tell you a little more about what all went into that.
Okay, go ahead.
There was a lot of different items that Cassidy decided that we should do 100 bags this year. So it was a challenge yesterday setting it all up and counting out hundreds of cans of everything that we have. And so, they got corn, green beans, cranberries, dessert, marshmallows, gravy mix. They got a lot of things per bag. And so, the only thing we just don't provide is just the meat. So you have everything else except the meat.
That is totally awesome. So how will you pick the families that this will go to?
It's just anybody that comes in and uses the pantry.
Okay.
And then we'll just let them know that we have holiday bags and they can just put it on the sheet if they want one or not.
That is totally awesome. We have a Facebook shout out from Matt House. He says, "Say it with me, Jack, Jack, Jack." I'm guessing he's one of your friends.
Oh yeah, we're back at home.
Oh, Okay, well, thank you for checking in with us, Matt. Thank you to everyone that is checking in on the live stream. Drop us a message, or you can give us a call in the studio at 870-277-1080. Share your comments, questions. If you have been involved with Volunteer A State in any way, we would love to hear your stories and your testimonies. Tell us about the wonderful work that you've been involved in. So, all right. As the semester is winding down, are you all still in the planning process of what is going to take place maybe next year, 2018?
Yeah, we're pretty much constantly trying to plan what's happening next month.
Next month. Oh, okay.
Or just like what's happening in the future. Always looking towards the future and what we're going to do.
So I know that semester will be over fairly early in December. So will there be any activities outside of the door wrapping, door decorating that's going to go on with you all? Or is there anyone that's going to still be in Jonesboro to do any activities?
I think we'll try to keep the food pantry open all the way through finals to make sure that any students or staff that are on campus all the way through the end of finals, right up until graduation day.
Okay.
So we'll have that open. And during finals, we try to staff it with faculty and staff volunteers instead of students. So any faculty and staff that want to help can shoot me an email. I'd love to have their help. Because we try to let the students that volunteer focus on their finals.
Yes, ma'am.
Definitely more important to study. Yeah. And their final schedules are a little different than their normal class schedules.
Okay.
So, so during finals week, we try to staff it with faculty and staff volunteers. So anybody can come and do that. It's really easy to be trained, and it's a really low time commitment, just a few hours here and there. We still try to keep our regular hours on Mondays and Thursdays at the pantry.
Okay.
And then it'll slow down quite a bit while the students are gone, because they're gone for like 4 weeks or 5 weeks. It's such a long time. But the campus will be open until I think it's the 19th of December, and then we close for 2 weeks. We close everything, all the offices and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so then we'll come back after New Year's. And then I guess kind of pretty soon we'll be looking forward to what we can do for Martin Luther King Jr. Day and how we can celebrate the day on, not a day off.
Okay.
And do some service projects. I actually have talked with Dr. Yvette Allen in the Multicultural Center, and we're working on what we want to do to honor MLK and what that means for the community and the campus to kind of come together. So we're working on that project.
Have you reached out to anyone that hosts the annual parade that goes on here in Jonesboro?
Yes, so Dr. Lonnie Williams is one of our assistant vice chancellors, and he keeps us in the loop of what all they're planning, and he helps with that committee. So he always lets us know about the parade and the big celebration, and so we're looking at trying to do our service project in the afternoon once those things are over, so those people can come and participate with us too.
All right, that'd be wonderful. And I know maybe some other organizations host like a day of care, similar to what United Way does, Day of Care, but maybe a day of service or something like that. So if I run across anything, I would definitely let you all know what's going on.
I think we have a lot of Jonesboro High School students that are going to participate this year as well, so that'd be awesome.
That's amazing. So speaking of that, with the new semester, with school starting back in 2018, how do you go about, I hate to say recruiting, but encouraging others to participate in Volunteer A State? How do you go about reaching out to other students? And also, do you ever go to the high schools to talk to seniors that are going to be incoming A State freshmen, about participating?
I recruited some yesterday.
All right.
They were on campus, and I was like, hey, you should definitely volunteer. It would make your college experience so much more fun. The other students that were with me were laughing. They were like, you're recruiting really early. Yeah. In January, our office, the Leadership Center, hosts what we call Join in January, and we let student organizations set up that first week that we're back, just to let students know if they weren't here in the fall, or maybe they weren't able to get involved in the fall, what all's out there. So we'll have usually 100 or so student organizations. We usually split it into 2 days, and they can choose which day they want to come, and we kind of use that as a recruiting where they can have a table with information, and we encourage students who weren't on campus before, or maybe they were just a little shy during the fall semester, to come by and just learn about those organizations. So I'm sure Volunteer A State will be there for that. And then our email list that we use, we always send out emails to anybody that's interested, and they can get on our list by just emailing us at volunteerastate@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Social media too. Post a lot of stuff on social media.
Okay. Well, I would do my best to stay on top of everything. I'm usually, during my downtime when I'm supposed to be studying, I just look at Instagram and I'll scroll a little bit, or sometimes I'll go to a particular A-State page, profile, and just, there's so many different ones from A-State that have their own individual pages, so I'll try to stay on top of what's going on so that, if I find out something, I can, pass it on to you or get involved with whatever you all have going on. I want to ask, do you all ever, again on the high school level, have you ever considered maybe going to the high school doing, I don't want to call it a speech, what they call it, going to the high school, speaking to the students about, how important it is to volunteer, even as early as, say, junior high school, why it's important to give back to the community they live in. Don't wait until you get to college. Start doing some things now. Maybe just some inspirational, motivational speaking to the younger students.
I'd say Jack is very connected to his alma mater, and he's encouraging all the students in Mountain Home to volunteer and to come to A-State.
And to come to A-State. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I do a lot of social media, and so I tag a lot of people back at home about why you should come to A-State. And so that's my connection would be social media and just posting a lot of photos all over social media. Wow. So
we also do. We just had a couple weeks ago. Who came from Volunteer A-State? Marissa and maybe Sarah. We did High School Leadership Day, and so the Student Activities Board brings high school students from our area that are on student council or involved in some way, and they can go around to different sessions and learn about what the college students are doing. So that was really cool. We had a session where we just kind of told them about Volunteer A-State and kind of how they could create a similar organization on their campus on the high school level, and ways that they could volunteer as a group if they created that organization, and just kind of tell them what we do, kind of show them the different events that we've come up with over the years, and let them build their own event from that. And a lot of the students were really receptive to, we want to do one of those at our school, or we want to do something like that at our school. And we had students from Bay, Nettleton, lots of different groups. I'm trying to think of where all they came from. There were a bunch of schools. Barton was here. So we had a pretty good outreach at that event on the high school level. And occasionally we get from the Office of Recruitment, we'll get notified when a high school is on campus. And they'll tell us, if you'd like to come and talk about what you do. So that happens here and there throughout the year. It's never planned, it just happens. But the High School Leadership Day was cool. We got to tell them about all the different organizations on campus and how they can translate what they're doing on student council or in their schools to the college level.
That's awesome. I know the other high schools are doing great things, but I'm more familiar with Nettleton High School. They have the East Club or East Group. I'm sorry, I don't know how they classify it, but Nettleton East, and they do a lot of activities. So have you all had a chance to meet with them, like
my
one-on-one?
sister is actually in Nettleton East. And Emily Taylor was our president of Volunteer A-State last year, and her mother is the instructor of East, Miss Taylor. Yeah. So
they were here back before they did the Touch a Truck event.
Oh, cool! Yeah. So Emily has kept us connected with them. They even participated in one of our food drives last year. The students in that East Lab did, so that was cool.
That is awesome.
That they brought their own donations and gave it to the A-State Pantry. So yeah, we've been connected with them. That was some of the group that was at the High School Leadership Day. So yeah, Emily's kept us connected with them, and my sister's in there, so I always try to recruit her. She got her acceptance letter to A-State last week. She's so excited.
All right. Alrighty, so we thank you so much for all the work that you're doing, but I mean there's so much more. Like, if you would like to know more about Volunteer A-State, go to astate.edu and you can just type in the word volunteer, and it will be the first link at the top of the page. when you get to click on search. And so you can learn about, you can meet the members. How many members right now do you have?
There are 8 of y'all. Right?
Oh, on the council
Yeah.
there's 8. I don't know how many people are
Oh, so there's, okay.
volunteering.
So help us understand how it all works. So there's a council, basically an executive council, or people who make, I hate to say make the decisions, but you all come together to hash out ideas and make decisions, and
Yes,
then
ma'am.
you have a bigger group that actually executes all of these things.
Yes, ma'am. That's how it works. Pretty
Okay.
much, we have a meeting once a week. So every
Okay.
Tuesday, we'll sit down the council and kind of just plan out things. And then whenever we get events planned or stuff like that, we'll send out the opportunities to everybody on the email list that's in the group. and
Okay.
volunteer.
And also, there's a list, and we talked about this a little before. You all partner with a lot of nonprofit agencies around the city of Jonesboro, and you all should really stay busy all year long. So between classes, and we're going to get ready for a break, so I don't want to get into a too deep discussion, but we can talk about this when we come back. In between classes, personal obligations, do any of you work off campus?
Yeah, I work on campus, but
And you work as
I work
well?
at Academy Sports.
Okay. So between school and work, it's like, I want you to share how you find the time and the energy to, do what you do, and, what encouragement you would give to other students who are looking for something to do. So we can talk about this, when we get ready, when we come back from break. Because I don't want you to get too deep into it and get cut off. So start thinking about that. And then we'll talk about another thing that's coming up, which is Up Till Dawn, which supports St. Jude's. We'll definitely get into more details about that, because we want as many students to participate in that as well, and learn and understand the importance of that. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Willa Hardin, and we're going to get ready to take a quick break, but stay tuned and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Is your son a warrior or a wimp? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Everyone knows that moms have a unique relationship with their sons. They want to protect their sons, nurture their sons, and rescue their sons in any and every situation. But sometimes this leads them to raise a mama's boy. So how can you build up your son to be a warrior, not a wimp? First, understand that warriors are not couch potatoes. Your son is designed for activity, adventure, and boldness. Second, understand that warriors are not coddled. It's important to allow your son the space to feel masculine and independent by avoiding the tendency to rush to his rescue. Be passionate about raising a warrior, and remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Danny Ford, owner of Glen Saint Motors in Paragould, strongly believes in the values of family and hard work, with a commitment to the men and women of the U.S. Armed Forces who keep America free, providing sales and servicing of Chevys, GMCs, Buicks, and Cadillacs, located at 6345 Highway 49 in Paragould. 870-565-4358. Details at glensaintparagould.com and at klekfm.org. God bless our troops.
KLEK thanks CJ Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Courtesy Productions and KLEK presents the first annual Christmas and Blues Southern Soul Showcase featuring Billy Soul Bonds, Charles Wilson, Mo B, and Ricky White. Live December 16th at the Epic Center, 1899 CR 333 Hasbrook Road, Jonesboro. Showtime 7 p.m. Ticket, VIP, and other info 870-203-9951 or klekfm.org. Support for KLEK is brought to you by
Fullness of Joy Ministries, 2120 Thorn Street, Jonesboro, under the direction of Bishop Adrian Rogers and co-pastor Susan Rogers. www.fjministries.org.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with Miss Katie Province, Mr. Peyton DeShazo.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm on Shaw, DeShazo, and Jack Barron. So they are here from Volunteer A State, but they also do so many other things around campus. So we have been talking in the first part about some past events, the Banking Out Hunger, the food pantry that is available to students and staff on and off campus. Do the students have to live on campus?
No.
Okay, so available for students and staff on and off campus. We'll make sure to get you some information on the dates and times that they are open. With the semester coming to an end and graduation coming up, the times is going to be a little shorter. So, and then it'll pick back up in January. But before we went to break, I asked the students a question, or a series of questions, between working in class. How do you find the energy and motivation to continue to do your volunteer activities?
I guess just like prioritize things. That's a pretty big key for me. And making a list and just checking things off as soon as I get it done. That way, like, I can see myself making progress.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I would think it's more about networking, because I think it's very important in the future that you make networking with people while you're in college, because you'll never know after college where you're going to be. And so I think that's besides, I think education's a very big priority to me as well, but I think also making the connections while going through your college experience is important too. So I mean, between work and going to college and going around, I guess, the state of Arkansas, meeting people, I think it's really time consuming but well worth it. It's really rewarding.
Okay. So it's all going to pay off.
Hope so.
In the end. So I know you said you're studying communications. So I know we've mentioned it before, but where do you see yourself going with your career path?
That's a good question. I think one day I want to go into politics here in Arkansas, but I don't know when that's going to happen. So
okay.
We'll figure something out between now and then.
So will you go straight into working on a master's degree?
Yeah, I looked into the graduate program, so I haven't really made my mind up yet. So I got a few months between now and then to figure it out.
Alrighty, so we're gonna hopefully see you walking the stage, but in May.
Yes.
In May. Alrighty, and so Mr. Payton, I know you have a little more time to go.
Yes, ma'am.
In chemistry, so what do you see yourself doing with your degrees?
I think I want to go to grad school. That's the plan right now, and just specialize in a certain type of chemistry. I'm doing research for work right now, and I enjoy that.
That's awesome.
And I want to get more education so I can go deeper into that field.
Can you share what you're researching, or is it?
Yeah, I do water quality management and greenhouse gas research for the USDA.
Oh, so. That's awesome. Okay.
I didn't even know that.
Big time.
We need more people in the research field to, help keep us informed on what's going on, and, hopefully help this earth get back to a better place. Our environment, our atmosphere, and things of that nature. So thank you for your work in that field. So when do you foresee graduation?
Hopefully spring of 2019.
Alrighty. Yeah. We'll be definitely looking forward to your graduation. I'm looking forward to graduation too. Yes, everybody would know when it's my time to graduate. It's been 20 plus years coming. So anyway, all right, so let's talk about Up to Dawn, which is coming up next year. But the fundraising campaign has already started. And this is going to, from what I hear, it's going to be a wonderful experience. It's going to be silent. Well, silent for those that don't have the headphones.
Yeah, we're doing silent disco for United Way.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to do, so silent disco will be with United Way on Friday night, actually. So tomorrow night, we're going to be at the Red Wolf Center, which is our recreation center on campus.
Okay.
And they'll have the silent disco headphones. So they'll put on the headphones. They'll be able to choose from several different stations. One of those stations will be DJ King Vic, who is very popular on campus. And so they'll be able to choose a station, but if they take their headphones off, the room will be silent. So it's really, really funny when they are dancing to all different songs and they don't know who's listening to what. They're like, oh, I'm kind of offbeat, but you're offbeat. It doesn't matter. But then also the best part is when they start singing, because they have the headphones on and they can't hear themselves. So it's really funny.
Singing something.
Some different songs. It's really, you can tell what station people are listening to by the color of their headphones. And so you can like go back and forth if you want to hear what Jack's hearing. You can change it. So it's pretty neat.
So you can change on your headphone what station you're tuned in. Oops.
Yep. You can choose between 3 different ones.
Okay.
And so they'll have 2 that are just like Spotify playlists, and then one will be DJ King Vic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really neat. And then so in the middle of all of that, they're going to have an impromptu dance competition. And so we've had several sororities and fraternities sign up to do that. Alpha Gamma Rho, Alpha Gamma Delta, Chi Omega, AOPI. We got lots of different groups coming out to do that. And so they will arrive and get their song. And then 30 minutes later, they have to perform as a group.
So it's like totally.
As a group. And then we'll have judges. And so our judges are going to be Dr. Kelly Dampus.
Oh, good.
And I believe Meredith Cook from St. Bernard's is coming. She used to be an A-State dancer on the dance team. And then we've got a couple other people that are going to come out to judge. I believe Dr. Shane Hunt's mom is going to come judge for us. She's been a reliable judge for us the last few years. And then we'll just have free food, T-shirts for the first 100 students that come in. And we're going to have prizes for the students that fundraise the most for United Way. And then they'll do prizes, just like door prizes too. So right now it's just $10 to get in the door, but you can fundraise more than that if you want to. And all that money is benefiting youth education programs here. So anything that is an education program for children in our community. So City Youth, Family Ties, the Learning Center, those type of programs.
That is amazing. And again, this event is called A-State United Ways United We Dance tomorrow night at the Red Wolf Center. And this is for students and staff only?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And again, DJ King Vic will be there, but there'll be 2 other listening options. Do you happen to know about what genre? Is it just going to be mixed genres?
It's just going to be mixed. One of our students has created the list, so it'll be whatever they like. Last year, one of them ended up being a throwback station.
Oh, wow. That'd be so cool.
That was my favorite.
So are you guys, I'm sure you're going to go.
Are you going to come dance?
I didn't sign up, but I think I'll pay at the door.
Okay, so I would love to see some videos. Is this the one that's going to have kind of the flashing light, the disc, like the real disco
King Vic
light?
will have his whole setup. He's bringing all the good stuff for us. So he'll have lights, music.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So will there be glow
Yes, glow sticks. They'll have like crazy color shirts. The shirts are like purple or something. Will they really
have
bright.
that effect when the lights go out? The black, they glow.
Sometimes they have like a shimmer to them. I'm not sure what we ordered this year, but yeah, it'll be really bright and loud, but technically silent.
Okay. So I can't wait to see pictures. You got to get some video of these guys.
Yes, I'm gonna get these 2. As long as they don't get me.
Okay. That'll be your one night to not be a staff member and just let loose and have some fun.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And the cool thing about this event, all the money raised will count towards A-State's goal overall.
Okay.
So A-State, as a campus, is trying to raise $30,000 for United Way. So faculty and staff, maybe you don't quite have the dance moves that you had years ago. You can go to astate.edu/UnitedWay and set up a payroll deduct where it comes right out of your paycheck. And so that's really neat. That you don't have to think about it. It comes out of your paycheck and goes straight to United Way. There's no hassle. It's really easy to do that. Or you can make a one-time gift on that website as well. So just astate.edu/UnitedWay. All the info is right there.
That is so amazing. Now, if you would like to learn more information, again, go to astate.edu and type in, what did I type in? Hold on. I typed in Silent Disco, and it's the first link at the top of the page. And when you click on that, it gives you all of the details about this event, where it's located. What is the time? It doesn't list the time.
It's going to start at 9 p.m.
Okay, on the website they have 10.
Oh, I'll change that.
Okay, so okay.
Yeah, we're going to start at 9 and we are going to dance until 1 a.m.
Oh my gosh. Thank goodness it's on a Friday and no one has to go to class the next day. All right. So I'm looking forward to hearing all the details about that and how that went. All right, so then let's talk about the upcoming Up Till Dawn event. That's, this is one of the kickoffs. So tell us more about the Up Till Dawn.
Yeah, so Up Till Dawn benefits St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis, and the students have already started fundraising. The kind of premise of the event is that each student raises $100, and once they hit $100, they get admission into the event. So the finale event is March 9th, and it's, again, a Friday night because it doesn't start until midnight, which is way past my bedtime. But so we will stay up from midnight to 6 a.m. And the whole deal with staying up all night is that parents stay up all night worrying about their child who's battling a terminal illness. And so we feel like we can give up a night of sleep in honor of those parents and those children that are fighting those diseases at St. Jude. So the students have started fundraising, and they have actually yesterday hit $50,000 in fundraising. I know, I was just blown away. So that is more than halfway to our goal already.
Oh my God.
It's really insane. So our goal this year is $90,000, and that is just a fraction of what it takes to run St. Jude for even one day. It costs $2.4 million to run the hospital every day. And so $90,000 seems like a lot to us, but really in the grand scheme of what they do, it's just a drop in the bucket. So we're trying to just do our part as a university, and we have 580 students already registered to participate in this. They make up 100 teams, and so what the teams do are they come to the finale event in March, and they do competitions. So there'll be little activities all through the night that your team can get points, and then a team will win at the end of the night. So some of the things we've done in the past were like obstacle courses or a duct tape fashion show. That one always gets really interesting. This year we did the duct tape fashion show. You had to make your duct tape person look like a celebrity of some sort. And we had a girl completely wrapped, like her arms and everything, and she was R2-D2. It was so fun. We've also done like syringe painting, where they learn how to paint with a syringe on a canvas, and that's
like a syringe.
Like without the needle, yeah. So that's what the kids do at St. Jude, to learn to not be scared of needles, and so that's kind of how we incorporate the mission of St. Jude into that night. We find little ways to educate the college students on what the kids are going through at St. Jude, and so it's really a neat night. We stay up until 6 a.m. and then at the very end we reveal how much we raised as a school, and so hopefully this year we will reveal more than $90,000 at our event. That's our plan, but it's been very successful already this year. $50,000 is way ahead of where we have been at this time any other year, so it's been huge. Right now, we are looking for business sponsors.
Okay.
If anybody in the community is interested in doing that, we have sponsorship levels at $250 or $750. And they can email me, and I can send a packet of information on that too.
Okay, and what is your email address, please?
Oh, it's kind of weird.
Oh.
It's my maiden name, so it's KEBERT Buckley, BUCKLEY, at astate.edu.
Okay. All right, so we'll post that information. Now, is there somewhere online that someone can go to register, sign up, or become a sponsor? Is there any way? Some people like to do things online, so
yeah, they can find all the information at astate.edu/uptilldawn.
Okay.
Just TIL for till. And so my information's there. There's information for all the students that are on that executive board as well. And then if the students that want to register to fundraise, they can go to fundraising.stjude.org/astate.
Okay.
And A-State is just no dash, just ASTATE.
Okay.
And you can also see our fundraising progress on that website. It'll let people keep up with how far we are in making that goal.
Okay. I'm looking at the Up Till Dawn, the page, St. Jude Up Till Dawn, and it lists the 2017-2018 executive board, and then down it lists the advisors. So the ones that are highlighted in blue, you can click on their name and find their contact information that way as well. And then it also has another link to St. Jude. So if you would like to learn more information about the hospital and what they do, the services they provide, please click on the link and really get to see and get a feel of how much of an impact they make in the communities that they serve, the children and the families that they serve.
We just went last week, and our students actually got invited to be part of the first ever No More Cancer rally on the campus of St. Jude. We did that with the University of Memphis and some students from Christian Brothers University. And every time we go, I learn something new. It's so powerful to be there, and just to hear that these students are paying for families to not have to pay for that treatment, travel, food, or housing. So it's really cool. Our students during that rally, we took about 40 students and about 10 staff. Dr. Danfus went with us, and a couple of vice chancellors, and they raised over $5,000 in one night.
Amazing. Okay, Arkansas State is really stepping up and doing wonderful things. Yes. Have you two had an opportunity to go visit the hospital yourself?
I have not, no.
Okay.
We have to hold down the food pantry.
Yeah, they had class.
When everybody goes, we have to hold down the food pantry.
Well, hopefully one day you all can switch it out and you get a chance to go and visit the hospital as well to see, where your money is going and meet some of the families and children that you're helping to serve. That would be awesome. So anyone, again, if you're interested in helping out, go to astate.edu, type in UpTill, which is TIL, done, and click on the links and get involved in the fundraising event to help A-State reach its goal to help the hospital. And again, even though the goal they have set doesn't even cover a day of the cost, it still will help out somewhere. So please consider making a donation, one-time, monthly, a reoccurring donation, whatever you prefer. And again, this event is going down, the Up Till Dawn event is going down in March. So when you all pick out the activities that goes on that night, do you just do some research to see what will be fun and exciting, what the students will be more engaged in? How do you pick out those activities?
We really let the students choose. So we have an executive board for Up Till Dawn, and that is one of the positions that we have is creating the night of the actual big event. And so those students will ask around, kind of see what other students are interested in, what they want to do. It changes every year of what those challenges are. But we try to always incorporate like a mission moment into it, whether that's the syringe painting or the patients at St. Jude don't ride in wheelchairs, they ride in wagons. And so sometimes we incorporate that like into an obstacle course or something like that. So really the students on that board, it's their job to go out to other students and ask them what they want to see at Up Till Dawn and what they think would be a fun activity.
Okay. I've seen this activity done on some other people's Facebook, Instagram pages. Maybe something you all can incorporate another time. It's like Hungry Hippo, but
we did last year. It was so fun. With the laundry basket, yeah.
So have you all participated in any of these fun activities?
I haven't yet, no.
Okay, we gotta get you out of the food. Okay,
get you signed up.
We gotta get you out of the food pantry. We gotta find somebody to swap. Find somebody to swap with you so you can get involved in some of these fun activities.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what are some activities that you have been hands-on with?
I wouldn't even say that many, to be honest.
Okay.
You guys did trick or treat with the Greeks.
Yeah,
we did trick or treat with the Greeks. We helped out in the Miracle League a couple weekends ago. We raised money from the car show, and that went.
How was that?
I think we raised way more than they expected. I think it was around $600. So.
Yeah. So did you get to sit in the car, touch it?
No, we didn't get to do that.
We just had to look at them from afar.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I bet there were some really beautiful cars out there.
There was.
Oh, wow. So did the weather hold up pretty nice, though?
Yeah. Yeah, it did. They thought it was going to rain, but we ended up having a good turnout, and it didn't rain. So
that's awesome. I remember seeing the flyer. This was like their 16th annual.
I believe so. They've been doing it for a while.
And so they also had like a swap meet. I didn't say swap meet, but people brought parts or different things and were able to either sell, trade, or something. Did that happen?
I know they gave away like different parts as prizes, but that were donated from like local businesses. But I don't know about that swap meet part.
All right, well, we're going to get ready to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up information that we've already shared for those that may have tuned in late and didn't catch something. We want you to be informed on what's going on the campus of Arkansas State University and how you as a community can get involved. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Today we're talking about the compulsive spender. If this is you, you view spending as a form of recreation, as retail therapy, or as a way to socialize or deal with or avoid negative emotions. Unfortunately, these are all just ways to say self-medication, which is why compulsive spending so often becomes an addiction. Signs to look for include hiding your spending from others and relationship conflicts due to your spending habits. There's only one legitimate reason to spend. You have a genuine need of what you are buying and you've budgeted for the expense and can't afford it. If you are spending because you're angry or depressed or being driven by some other emotion, spending will only temporarily distract you from the real root of your problems, and like most addictions, will often make them worse. If you can't stop compulsive spending on your own, and many people can't, get help. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
Attention members and guests. This is your girl, Sweet Angel, the red bone with a saxophone, coming to Legends Barbecue Smokehouse, Saturday, November 25th.
A night to remember, starring Sweet Angel and the S.A. Band, performing songs like Juking at the Hole in the Wall,
At the hole in the wall.
Can't Walk Away. Showtime 8 p.m. Ticket and other information, Legends Barbecue Smokehouse, 870-530-3121.
Starks Auto Plaza, your pre-owned superstore, is a longtime supporter of KLEK. 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard, Starks offers clean, reliable vehicles of all makes and models. Starks also offers no-hassle pricing, friendly service, financing options with approved credit. At Starks, you're always family, and our motto is, we never say no. 870-203-9980. StarksAutoPlaza.com.
From the KLEK Community Calendar, Christ Ambassadors Ministries International presents Spiritual Preparation Conference, November 9th and 10th, 2017, at the church located at 5114 East Nelton Avenue in Jonesboro. The conference will be hosted by Bishop Ani and Pastor Gwen Jacob. Special guest speakers will be Tommy Smith ministering in worship, Apostle Brian Carter, and Bishop Adrian Rogers of Fullness of Joy Ministries, who will be the special speaker for Thursday night. The start time for each night is 7 o'clock p.m. More information is available at 870-623-4013. KLEK 102.5 FM wants to be active in the community. If you or your organization is hosting a community service event, we would like to know about it and be a part of it. KLEK will promote your event on air, online, and on social media. KLEK personalities may also attend the event and provide music and or entertainment. Certain restrictions and availability may apply. If you or your organization would like to partner with KLEK to make the Jonesboro community a better place, call 870-277-1080 or email us at klek@klekfm.org. In order for a community announcement or church announcement to be aired on KLEK 102.5 FM, we ask that the announcement be sent at minimum 1 week in advance. Thank you for supporting KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My voice is going in and out, so I'm going to let my guests have at it for the last portion of the show. They're going to wrap up events and talk about the food pantry on campus, when it's available, how long, the event on tomorrow night up till dawn again, and the Benedictine manner. And any other final words that you all would like to have, so go with it.
You got it.
I guess we could reiterate the hours of the food pantry, which are Monday and Thursday from 1 to 5:30. And then next week, on Thursday, I think it is, at 6 a.m., which is really early in the morning, but Volunteer Aid State Council will be filling the truck for the food bank at Kroger.
Oh, wow.
So hopefully we'll have to drink a lot of coffee before we go, so we can get a lot of people to give us a lot of stuff.
Get up early and bring us some food.
Yes.
Make sure you have your scarves and gloves on.
Yes, absolutely.
We're also planning to go to Benedictine Manor on December 1st, right? Mm-hmm. And decorate the doors of the elderly people that are living in that place. Okay. And we're going to wrap it with wrapping paper and bows and make it kind of Christmas themed. So
awesome. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate that. Having some young people come out and visit with them. About how many have you all gathered to go out and participate in that event?
I don't believe we've sent around a sign-up sheet yet, but okay. We feel like it's going to be a pretty popular event, so we're not really too worried about getting enough people to sign up for it.
Okay.
And we've talked about it just in our office, and people are really interested in going with us. So
that'd be awesome.
Probably do a sign-up sheet next week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have the silent disco.
Yeah. So United We Dance is tomorrow night at 9 p.m. in the Red Wolf Center, which is the recreation center on campus. Again, it's $10 to get in the door, but you can fundraise more than that if you'd like. Any amount helps at United Way for sure, and 99 cents of every dollar stays in Northeast Arkansas when it's donated to the United Way. So it's a great place to support. All that money is going to youth education programs right here in the counties that are served by the United Way of NEA. So City Youth, Family Ties, the Learning Center, programs like that. And we'll have lots of prizes, food, DJ King Vic. We'll be doing the silent disco. As far as I know, there's no other silent disco happening in Jonesboro. So this is going to be the place to be tomorrow night. And so $10 at the door. If you want to fundraise more than that, you can check out crowdrise.com/UWD2017. And that will show you how to fundraise a little bit more if you want to do that between now and tomorrow. It's always great to share that on Facebook and get mom and dad and grandma to give you some money, give some money for a good cause for you to go have a good time. And we'll have prizes, free food, shirts for the first 100 students that come in. And you can find A State United Way on Facebook or Instagram if you want to kind of check that out. They've posted pictures of the prizes and kind of pictures of what the silent disco will be like. So you can follow them and find out more about that.
Okay. Alrighty. And so semester's coming to a close soon, so I want to send a shout out to all the students who are working hard to keep those grades up, and shout out to you young men who are doing wonderful things while keeping your grades up and still finding time to give back to the community. So thank you so much for all the work that you do. I pray that you'll have very successful careers, whatever you choose to go into. And I hope we'll definitely see you again here in the studio, hearing more stories about some of the work that you all are doing around campus and around the community. If another organization wants to partner with you to, say, get some of your students to volunteer, how can they reach out?
I've actually had several reach out in the last couple of weeks. Typically, they just email one of us, let us know what exactly they want volunteers to do, kind of when and where they should show up, and who the contact person is at whatever organization. We get that information a lot from a lot of local nonprofits, but we also get it from some places that are a little further off, and we tell our students, maybe they are going back home to another town, and we could advertise it for that as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be right here in Jonesboro, but somewhere in the Northeast Arkansas area, and we will send that information out to our email list. So sometimes we get, flyers, websites. We can include all of that in what we send out. And we send it to about 800 students are on our email list from between the past 3 years of students signing up. So we have a large reach, and a lot of those students will then look at those opportunities and contact that person if they're interested and available to do that. So, yeah, you can just email any of us, and we'll get you set up with that.
Okay. Now, for Peyton and Jack, do you see yourselves doing, once you graduate and move on to whatever career of your choice, do you see yourself still finding time to volunteer in some aspect?
Yeah, I think volunteering is really important. So, there's a lot of nonprofits that rely on volunteers to be successful, to help others who don't have everything that we have. Okay. So I think it's really important to volunteer. And on that note, if anybody likes to make a donation to the food pantry, we could really use some donations since it's the holiday season is coming around. And in October, we served over 200 household people. So we're getting slim on the food pantry items. So.
All right, so please reach out to A State Food Pantry. This serves the students and faculty on and off campus, and you don't realize how many students are have families. There are a lot of non-traditional students that have children that are trying to work and make it and go to class, and they're really stretching it everything they have. So I'm sure the food pantry is a wonderful help.
Yeah, I don't think people should be worrying about their education because they don't know when they're getting their next meal. Mm-hmm. So I think we're providing a great service, and so we could use all the support we can get.
And then there are students who are on campus who maybe not have as much family support, and they may be on a small meal plan, and so they depend on the food pantry to help fill in those gaps.
Yeah.
So thank you all so much. So any final thoughts leading up to Thanksgiving? Any final, encouraging words, or just anything you would like to say? Any shout outs to your friends and family?
Just a big thanks to everybody who volunteers and comes to our events. We couldn't do it without everybody that signs up and helps us out.
Thank you.
And the food pantry volunteers, the people that work in the food pantry with us, they commit to 2 hours every week for the whole semester.
Oh, wow.
So they've given us a huge time commitment, and we really appreciate them for sure.
Alrighty, and we want to give a huge shout out to our Chancellor, Dr. Kelly Danfus. He's all over the place, and hopefully we can get him into the food pantry and bring Maple out. Then that may draw more people out if he comes and brings Maple to the food pantry. So now, when will you shut down for this year?
I think the plan is we'll be closed during fall break, which is just the week of November 20th through the 24th. We'll be closed during that, but we'll open again when classes resume after that, and then we'll stay open through all of finals.
All the finals.
So once finals are over, we'll close kind of for the Christmas break, and then we'll reopen again when classes start in January.
Okay. So we need individuals to make donations, and then we need students to go stock up on your snacks and whatever you may need, so you can get through your final, get through study, and have those late night snacks on hand. So we thank you all so much, and thank you everyone out there for tuning in and watching our live stream. This is Community Conversations, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and stay warm.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community